1 Corinthians 15:57-58 say, "But thanks be to God, which giveth us the victory through our Lord Jesus Christ. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord." And today we're going to be highlighting women with unshakable faith. Coming up next, right here on The Right Stuff. Hi, and welcome to The Right Stuff. I'm the Queen, Parker J. Thank you so much for joining me. Today, we are going to be talking to my returning guest co-host and contributor today, Dr. Paulette Harper. If you remember, we had her on the show several times in the past, and I'm so excited to have her back. She is a services provider, author, speaker, and she does so much more to help you grow in your writing career. But what she really helps you do, dear listener, is if you have that story that's been sitting in your heart for a very long time, and you need someone to pull it out of you, to bring it from the dredges of your memory onto paper and then publish it to help others, that is what Paulette helps other authors to do, is to excel at telling their stories. And today we're going to be highlighting an anthology called Women with Unshakable Faith. In this book, Dr. Paulette Harper shares the stories of 14 remarkable women whose faith sustained them through life's toughest challenges. From a survivor of sexual assault to cancer, these women overcome immense obstacles through their unwavering belief in God. Nowadays, people will tell you there's no need to believe in God. We don't need God for anything. In fact, the idea of God is racist, homophobic, transphobic, and whatever phobic you want to add to it. Women with unshakable faith know that in this life we will have troubles, but we can be of good cheer. Christ has overcome the world, and because our faith is in Him, we have unshakable faith. Can't wait to tell you about it in just a few moments. As always, I want to thank our Patreon team for their support. We have been showcasing Christian authors worldwide for the past 9 years, and as God gives us grace, we'll continue to do so. To find out how you can help out, simply go to patreon.com/rightstuff and see what you can do. And as always, we covet your prayers. To stay up to date with PJC Media, simply go to pjcmedia.net, click on that pink follow button, and you'll never, ever have to miss a show. Subscribe to our new YouTube channel and click that notification bell to find out whenever we upload exclusive content just for you. Lastly, I want to thank you all for your support of my newest release, A Chance for Zhao Xin. Your response has been absolutely phenomenal. Go ahead and get your copy exclusively on Amazon.com. And so, without further ado, I'm going to introduce my guest co-host today, Dr. Paulette Harper. Paulette, how you doing today?
I am doing wonderful. How are you, PJ?
I am so excited to have you back here with me today. You know, it's been maybe a year since the last time you were on. And so I love to have you back because we always want to know what you have been doing and what's been going on with you. And I have to let our listeners know, Paulette was one of my early guests when I first started the show. And it's kind of scary that 9 years have passed since then. And you've probably been on the show maybe out of the 9, 5, 6 times out of the year. So I appreciate the support. You got to know that.
Oh, no, I appreciate you having me on the show. You know, you provide such a great platform for authors to be on and talk about what they're doing and the books that they've published. So thank you.
One of the cool things about Paulette as well, dear listener, is that she has written books herself, but she also helps authors in many different types of ways. I was hinting at some of those ways in the introduction of this episode, but I'll let you go more into detail about that, Paulette.
Yeah, so for me, there are several ways in which people can work with me. You mentioned that I'm an author and I have 14 books now. So I really do enjoy the coaching piece of it. It's something that it's my assignment here on the earth. And when it comes to book coaching, self-publishing, my goal really is to unclutter clarify and give speakers, thought leaders, and entrepreneurs the power of telling their stories and provide them an opportunity to do just that with several of my programs that I offer. So my superpower, it really is to empower and release those who have stories so they can be able to share those stories with the world. My programs, either one-on-one coaching, I have a 90-day program as well that is called Unlock the Writer in You. It's a first draft where people can work with me to get at least their first draft completed. And then those who want to go through my 6-month program, I have the Author Accelerator, where both of those programs are one-on-one coaching. And so those opportunities are available for them. And then for those who are not ready to write their own solo book, they can have the opportunity to work with me in any one of my book collaborations, any one of my anthologies that can give them the recognition, the exposure, and the opportunity to share with people about their story in one chapter.
Why do you think it's so important for us to share our stories with other people?
I think that it's so important to share our stories with other people because people need to know that they're not alone. People need to know that what they're experiencing in life, that other people have done the same thing. Other people have been through those same experiences and they've come through. And I think that is the power of our story and our voices that really transcends, cultures and different backgrounds, that we can share our stories in such a way that it is very impactful, that it can be very transformational, not just for the author, because they're being transformed by their very own story and their experience, but those readers as well. And I think it really does come down to you wanting to be a difference in the world and allowing your voice to be heard, and that your story has the power to change another person's life. And your story can be the solution that people are looking for as well.
It's so interesting that you said that. I had an author on this show a couple of weeks ago say, you never know if your words is someone's prescription. And I love the fact that you said that. I love that continuity of thought and someone else saying the other thing, because it can be healing. It can be wonderful to let people know, I have experienced this thing, whatever it is, and I think I'm the only one. And then you look and you're just encouraged to know that you're not the only one who's gone through that. And what someone may share with you may actually help your own situation. So I'm really glad that you brought that out too. Now, in this book of Women with Unshakable Faith, what was the genesis of this particular anthology?
Women with Unshakable Faith, I really wanted to bring women together who had experienced different magnitudes of life. And this book really does speak to the lives of 14 women who share their stories of empowerment, share their stories of being affected from life in itself. It could be some of them, dealing with losses of grief, dealing with molestation, dealing with cancer. So it's a gamut of stories that each of these women have decided to share. And the book really is a testament to the transformative power of faith. And that is something that we want to be able to connect with our readers, because it is the power of faith that these women show their incredible strength of womanhood, of sisterhood, and that these women are showing this faith that carried them through the ups and downs of life, the adversities, even moments where they didn't even think that they could even survive. But it really does give the readers a sense of hope, a sense of empowerment, and anyone that is really looking to encourage themselves in their own faith and see that it can be done no matter what it looks like, this book definitely is for them.
So we have 14 different stories. And when you were going through the collation of these stories, were you looking for something particular? Were you looking for a specific theme that came through besides faith? What was that selection process to help bring this collection together?
Yeah, so my selection process was really looking for stories that was going to be in line with my vision for the book and the synopsis for the book, and really looking at these stories and seeing how transformational they can be for the reader. And for me, it is, as these writers were writing their stories, my goal when I'm coaching them is to make sure that they're writing from a place of wholeness, they're writing from a place of victory, and they're writing from a place where they can, a freedom, writing from a place of freedom. So these stories, as long as the stories really do resonate and is in line with the vision that I have for the book, then it was easy for me to select these 14 women who said yes to this process and, and yes to this journey. There are other 14, there's 7 brand new first time authors. And then the other 7 have written books before. And so I find such great joy, especially with first time authors, because they trusted me to take them through this process. And after it was all said and done, to be #1 best-selling authors in many different categories on the ebook release day.
And they also get that opportunity to share in that success. So it's just what did they say? The wave lifts up the whole ship or something like that. And that's what happens when you get together with that. And so with Women of Unshakable Faith, what I want to encourage you, dear listener, is to go online and get your copy of this book today, wherever books are sold. As of right now, it's the #1 new release on Amazon today. And so you know that this is going to be good. And like I said, these 14 women are going to carry you through their turmoil, but they're also going to lead you to victory. And I like that you said they have to come from a place of victory. And mind you, there's absolutely nothing wrong with going through the struggle as of right now. We all go through struggles. Sometimes we're not in that place of victory yet. We're just trying to get to the next stopping point on the journey. But when you deal with something like cancer and the Lord is able to heal you, when you deal with something like molestation or sexual abuse and the Lord is able to free you from that trauma, that is something you want to share with people. And I think that's a good idea too. So make sure you go ahead, pick up your copy of Women with Unshakable Faith, available on Amazon or wherever books are sold. Now, as you're going through this story, what are a couple of the stories that really stood out to you? I'm pretty sure they all did, but and I know it's probably not a fair question, but we're going to go ahead and ask it anyway. What are a couple of stories that really stuck out to you, though?
Yeah, one of the stories is the sister who is talking about her cancer fight. It's called The Fight for My Life. The thing about her particular story is the fact that she was in her 20s when she got cancer. And then, she's sharing that whole process of being shocked that this was happening to her at such a young age. And what was she going to do to really boost her own courage, her faith, because she had a lot of mountains to climb in that process. And so the fight for my life really did resonate with me. All of the stories did, but to be able to receive a message like that you have cancer. And I just want to share this too. Her first opening, it says the doctors walked in and said, "How old did you say you were?" I looked at him and I asked, "Do I have cancer?" "Yes, you do." So powerful. Because he asked her age. So she was, in her 20s. And so just to walk with, as she's walking with us through her story is such a powerful story. And then what transpired was that she was healed from it, or she had to go through surgery. She had to go through surgery because it was breast cancer. So she had to go through surgery, but she's a spokesperson now and an advocate for those who are going through cancer right now. So that was very powerful. And then one of the other chapters is The Fight for My Life is author Jackie Mungo, which is a first-time author. And Jennifer Jackson wrote No More Secrets, No More Secrets. Her story, she held on to this particular secret for over 40 years. And this was the first time that she felt the freedom and the liberty and the release to even share. And so in her story, she's talking about being molested, at a very young age by someone that she knew. And a lot of times those incidences happen with, a family member, somebody just very, very close that you least expect, And so No More Secrets is one of those chapters that definitely will take you back, especially if that's something that you have to deal with yourself. And so she, when she's opening up her chapter, She says, regardless if they can't get past the introduction of your story, don't allow the opinions of others to be the pen that edits God's purpose for your life. Remember, it's His ink that will always last. And then she says, think back to the time in your childhood where your closest friend said, if I tell you a secret, will you keep it just between you and me?
And, the thing about secrets is that depending on what type of secret it is, they can be a connection to each other. And I know typically for women, we tend to bond over secrets. And that's just a very feminine thing. But then you have some secrets that can crush you because you're being forced to keep a bond with someone that you don't want to keep that bond with. And for many years, you sit there, you still have this secret. You may have even healed for that matter. Let's just say you've healed from whatever trauma that had happened, but no one knows about it. The Lord heals you, but it's still by yourself. And think about keeping secrets is that you're holding on to this stronghold that's weighing on your shoulders and crushing you. And then as soon as you release it, as soon as it's gone, it's like you feel light as a bird. I am reminded of a actress named Jennifer Lewis who talked about her own life experiences that she had. And she had gotten swindled by a man who said that he loved her and he took $50,000 from her. And he must have thought that she wasn't going to say anything because she's a big actress and people know who she is. And she said, oh, you have the wrong one, because when you tell, it is so freeing. It doesn't matter if you're embarrassed by it. You are freed. So she talked about that. And she's a big actress, lots of money, well-known in Hollywood and everything, highly eloquent, extremely passionate and vibrant and energetic. And she said, yeah, I got swindled by a man who took $50,000 from me. And she could not get the 50 grand back, Paula. She could not get it because he tricked her into giving it to him as a gift. He didn't steal it from her. He put gift, and she went to court about it and said, nope, you gave it to him as a gift. And so she said, well, I'm about to shout out to the world what you done did. And so, yeah, that's no secrets. I mean, we talk about some of the heavier secrets. It could be something as simple as you took my money and I'm telling everybody about it. So, but that's unshakable. And I love that you have all these different stories going on in this book that so many women are going to be able to relate to it. So dear listener, you can already tell that this is going to be a book that's going to encourage you, that's going to strengthen you, and just give you what you need to help you go through your own life challenges. So go ahead, pick up your copy of Women of Unshakable Faith, available on Amazon.com or wherever books are sold. And that link will be in the show description notes below. Now, in the few moments we have left, I want you to tell us what you're doing to also help encourage and promote authors.
Yeah, so I have my right now virtual book tours that I do as well as an online service that I provide for authors who have books that they want to get more exposure on. I connect them with bloggers as well. And so the bloggers, feature them and promote them on their blog or their website. So I have that. And then I have another book coming out in about a month. So I'm excited about that as well.
Well, what kind of book are you got coming on? Hey, I didn't know this before we started recording.
So I have a book that's entitled it's called Unlock the Writer, How to Write, Publish, and Launch Your Nonfiction Book in 90 Days. I have an online course that has that same name, Unlock the Writer, and I wanted to write a book that mirrors my online course so that authors, aspiring authors, will have a book that takes them all the way from idea to marketing, to editing, to publishing as well. I have put in that book the exact strategies that I use, how I coach my authors when I'm doing my one-on-one sessions with them. So that book is going to be coming out in about a month, but it's really going to really believe in that those that will grab a copy of it really will learn how to write their book, without having to go into the Facebook groups, Google, YouTube, university, and asking, how do you write a book? So I'm releasing that in about a month.
Exciting stuff for you, and I'm excited for you. So just let us know, and we'll be able to showcase you again to highlight that book, because authors sometimes, they really do need a lot of help, particularly in this industry. I describe it as a living organism that breathes, grows, mutates sometimes. And you have to be on the edge of what's going on in the publishing industry. Like right now, people are trying to pull away and from bigger platforms and start their smaller platforms so they can get all the benefit from that. That's just something really small, and learning what the trends are and all that kind of stuff. And you're like, how do you publish a book? What's an ebook? What's a PDF? What's an EPUB? What's a Mobi? What do you mean you don't exist anymore? Lots of questions that people have no idea how to answer. And Paulette's going to help you work through that. Particularly when it comes to your story, you may have this idea where you want to share your life experience, but you don't know how to do it. Because there's so much, especially if you're one of those people who have a lot to tell because your life has been that exciting or that dramatic, and you need someone to just help you hone in on what the main points are. I don't think we need to know about the day you fell and broke your foot where you were going to get some ice cream. I don't think we need to know that. But the day where you stopped a robber from coming in and sticking your kid, that's like really more important. So you need someone to help you with that. So Paulette is doing that for you to unlock the writer in you. So go ahead and make sure when she lets that out, check out her course and also check out her book when it comes out. Now, lastly, you also have an opportunity to showcase authors on television. Tell us about that.
Yes, definitely. So I have a TV show that I've launched called Now Faith is TV, which airs on Roku, on your all your smart TVs, on your Android and on your Apple phone as well. And so Now Faith provides an opportunity for coaches and speakers and entrepreneurs as well, and thought leaders to come on and talk about how faith has really been the foundation of who they are, what they do, and how they serve their community. And so I'm really blessed to be able to offer, those that want to gain more exposure and visibility, the opportunity to come on my platform and be able to do that. I release a show. There's a new show every Friday that comes on my network. And so I'm just really in a position to bring people along on this journey with me and give them the platform that's going to expand who they are and add more eyes to who they serve, their products, and then also their books as well.
Exciting stuff. For those of you who want to take up on that opportunity, I'll have the information for you below in the show links, because it's going to be wildly exciting. One day I'll be looking forward to mine, but it's so funny because I want to be on Paulette's show, but I'm so busy. So it's like, it's coming. I know it is. And I'll be very happy to tell everybody about it when I get a chance to. But if you, dear listener, you've got time, go ahead and reach out to Paulette, see what she can do for you. So you can tell that Paulette truly does have a heart to help authors. And that's not a light thing, because I am an author, and working with authors is like working with cats. They don't listen. So they're very independent, but they're very cuddly, but they have claws. There's a lot about cats and authors that are synonymous with each other. At the same time, this is the calling that God has brought to you, Paulette. When I first met Paulette, it was through her virtual book tours. And I was so surprised at how much exposure I received from the book tours. And there are people out there looking for my books and touching on my books that I didn't know would. And she's so professional. She has a nice automated system where you don't have to do too much, because I don't want to do too much. Because that's the whole point of paying you to do it, because I don't want to do it. So I love the convenience that you bring to this game as well. So Paulette, in the few moments that we have left, first of all, I want to thank you for being on the show with me again today. As always, I enjoy having you. And I want you to take a few moments just to encourage our aspiring authors out there today, whom God has given the gift to write, to pick up the pen and do so.
Yeah, I would just really say to those who are looking to write a book, quit procrastinating about it and just do it. Decide on one story that you want to write, a story that you don't mind sharing over and over again. And then the story that you're okay with releasing it to the world. And it's really a story that you find that it's going to really be a benefit to someone else, the solution to someone else. And then just really get out there and do it. I'll just add this as well. It's really important that authors learn the industry. Before they even start writing a book, it would be really, really great if they knew how to do it first. I think I'll end it on that.
And that's the good place to end it. And I want to thank you so much, Paulette, for being on the show today. Really enjoyed having you. As you know, really am blessed that you do so much for authors, and authors who are looking for help, you're willing to help them. You don't have to do it alone, dear listener. If you need help, reach out to Paulette Harper today. Thank you so much for joining me for this edition of The Right Stuff. I'm the Queen, Parker J. You have a wonderful, absolutely glorious, blessed day.